Hello, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I think last time we had a fight. Yep. Oh, and there was a peeper. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Oh, I hope this isn't too loud. I try to put down the loudness. Down a little bit. Okay, cool. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Rant. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. I can see most of her. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. Oof. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. They seem to have momentarily forgotten about trying to get me to stay for the rest of the day. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, Sato is not here. She came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, but she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako must be. It's a little funny, though, watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at. She might be slacking off somewhere, just like He-chan. Damn, what is it with Shizune and her need to point out stuff like this? Leave me alone. Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we are really working hard to make the festival happen. And driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. I stand up to leave, making my exit before either of them manage to berate me any more for slacking off. Yes, leave me alone. The halls are somewhat quiet as expected. Everyone must be in club meetings or at festival preparations, or both. Shizune's words are about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something concrete about the matter. You could help, Rin with her painting again. For the festival, it's too late already, unless I count helping Shizune and Nisho, which I naturally don't. And clubs, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Halfway through the way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. It looks like she's working on her mural today, too. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box looking intently at the wall she is painting, with a brush held between her toesies. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, and it's still only half done as far as I can tell. More colors have appeared, and the twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. They're taking over. I have to say, the style is quite eye-catching and very unique, not that I would be knowledgeable about art by any measurable scale, but it's very nice-looking nevertheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. I'll wait. "15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken. and also that I have waited long enough to warrant poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Ren turns her head mechanically in my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. Oh, it's Hisao. She can tell. I would feel a lot less uncomfortable if she would look at my face. An astute observation, hard at work, I see. The conversation starts as if I hadn't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern, at least it starts. Looking good. It does, the layers of paint hiding other layers of paint mixing and shaping the human figures really create an impressive look, but Ren looks miffed. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years of bad luck. I don't know if this is as loud as I think it is, but I'm turning it down. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see. Sounds terrible, I guess I'll take it back then. It looks like garbage. Still, it looks good. I wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Now you get 1 bazillion. Ren turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with a big toe. Could you mix some of this color? I'm running out of it. She looks down at her half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paint in it. I didn't really intend to stay and help her with this project, though. I guess I didn't intend to do anything much. I look at Ren. She looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Ren picks up another brush and drenches it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of this scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I just noticed that there's like big old titties over here. I don't know why that even matters or why I pointed it out, but just so we all know, they're there. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd have been skipping school though, which I of course wouldn't put beyond someone like Ren. I pour a little bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the color with the one already on the wall. I can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her to not mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be exactly the same tone will be impossible, but at least I can try to get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't that a huge workload for you too? It's such a big painting after all. Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you weren't. You guessed right. Yeah, since you just told me, I guess. Legs hurt though. They feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs. Ren, what does that even mean? Because of the position? Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more, if you know what I'm talking about. Is this an innuendo, or is that my bad? But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lay down. I thought she was saying that she likes to lay down and do the painties. Saying that she stretches herself a little, bending her legs back far more than a human should flex. It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Well, if she's been sitting there for a while, I imagine they're like falling asleep. They hurtin'. Ren must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does, but she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her pause. Bitch, what do you know? I'm an artist. A long one too, feeling like a mental yawn. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't think so, Hisao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. Ooh. Who you liking? A boy? Yes. Where? What? Where do you think? Well, I assume at the school, but you know, maybe it's a legitimate question. At the art club. There, and he is blind. Okay. Oh, how can you paint if you're blind? Well, he can just put his little handsies. No idea. So why is he there? Because he likes the feeling of the paint, maybe? Finger paint. That's the point. He is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation. He can't really do anything that you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway, and paints. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. That's why I asked. So, he doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. Yes. Yes. But he is becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe she was trying to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. As they tend to be, I suppose. Not really. Pretty blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm. No? Just like I said, they're not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe. Good talk. But that boy is interesting. Maybe I am like that boy. Or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. What are you on, Rin? Doing things you can't do just because you can? That's pretty deep, I think, and tell that to her. You're a deep one, Mr. Grinch. Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. That you're shallow and thoughtless, or that you're deep. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time? Is that... That seems like a lot? I don't know. What do you mean? No, but now I do. Right now, I'm thinking of the 2nd floor girls' toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut. Why? I'm going to need a haircut. What about... What? Oh, to like show her like hair... Look, hair's so long. She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something she likes to do. Yeah, it's fun. We fall silent as Rin treads around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I'm feeling like I'm treading on very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. No. You can talk to her if you want to. It's not like I dislike her despite the confusion her being herself causes, and I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or any technical skill. You can get technical skill, you have to practice though, if you want to. So usually if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. That, or I manage to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability and put the picture in my head down on the paper, and then call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Aww. We don't like that. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. It makes one question the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She is staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Ah, shoot. Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for. Do you know her? From my class? Oh, her. The mystery toilet girl. I guess that's where she goes during class. That person's funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. It was very mysterious. Yeah. That's why you call her mystery toilet girl? What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Yeah, that would have been weird. Maybe it was the week before that? Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Do I want to know why? Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin, why? Well, I feel like you shouldn't say it at all. I don't understand why looking at her would make you hungry. Rin turns to look at me blankly as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. I don't know if you can hear that. My cat is, rubbing up against my face. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kiss that baby. Kiss that baby cat. Mwah. Love you. This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped a brush and is dipping it in fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore, or doesn't answer anything even if she does. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set an alarm to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Ah! Cat attack! Cat attack again! What are you doing? My morning alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing. If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off here. There's a cat that really requires attention. She is standing on top of my keyboard, in front of my screen. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pay attention to this cat.